This is a Vestige lightsaber hilt with a super cool Kylo Ren etch to it, so Kylo Ren theme around the hilt. And the etching on this hilt is by Ronin Custom Armory, which is a custom saber company in the US, and they specialize in a lot of etches, especially sort of one-off commission etches. And also, several years ago, Ronin Custom Armory teamed up with Shamim, and they created sort of a micro run of this really cool Infinity Gauntlet style hilt that's really worth taking a look at if you're interested in that. But at any rate, let's loop back to this hilt. So the base hilt here is the Vestige. Now the Vestige was originally designed by Seven Chambers out of the UK, but some companies since then have licensed the design to the Vestige, and there have been some modifications to the design. So you might see several kind of hilt variations out there that look a bit like this. I'm not sure which one this is. If you know which one it is, feel free to write that in the comments, but the main thing is that this is one of those Vestige hilts, which is kind of I call them a blank canvas style hilt because they favor etching and other modifications like that. Now, if we look at the top of the hilt, we have these really cool window slots at the top. There's sort of this stack of 3 on either side of the hilt, and they have this kind of vertical orientation to them with the rounded edges, sort of a stadium shape to it, and that's pretty much like the Death Star corridor pattern, right? Which is nice. On this hilt in particular, we have some of that Imperial corridor patterning or Death Star corridor patterning right here. That's within the Etch pattern on this side, and then also on the other side. Now in the middle, there's Kylo Ren's helmet. So on one side, it's his regular helmet. On the other side, it's his damaged helmet. And then there's just sort of some cool kind of patterning here, sort of like an interior, sort of like chassis patterning almost, some of those detailed lightsaber chassis. Now below that we have some Aurebesh script, and I'm going to just let you see that for a second. If you can read Aurebesh, you'll know what it says right away, and I'll let everyone know what it actually says in a second. Even if you can't read Aurebesh script, you could maybe guess if you know Kylo Ren. It indeed says, "I will finish what you started." So kind of the big Kylo Ren line from Star Wars The Force Awakens. Probably one of his most famous lines. Now we have the switch section here, and then a few little cutout sections, and they add a little depth and dimension. So that's kind of a nice little design touch there. You can see the overall kind of darkened finish to the hilt. It's sort of a dark and brooding, weathered finish. A little bit like Kylo Ren himself. So that's a nice touch. Now below that we get the man, the myth, the legend right here, Kylo Ren. Very cool, kind of imposing version of him, iteration here. So he's wearing his kind of black outfit, his hair is blowing in the wind, and he's holding his lightsaber right there. So that's a little meta, right? To have a lightsaber as part of the pattern on a lightsaber hilt. That's pretty cool. Really nice detail throughout. You can see very cool etch right there. So we've got Kylo Ren on this side, and then throughout the rest of this grip section, there's this really cool flame patterning, which is I really love this flame patterning. It's really fun to look at and see all the little details of where the little wispy flame things go. Very nice and lively section of the design right there. So that's, pretty much a look at the hilt. Now this hilt breaks down into several pieces. So it breaks down into 3 pieces. So there's one, the sort of top emitter section, and then we've got the grip section there. and the pommel. So the pommel is weathered a little, but it doesn't actually have any etching on it. So the overall hilt measures just under 12 inches long, so pretty standard size there. And the blade holder accepts a 1-inch diameter blade, so all that's very standard. Now, another little tidbit about this hilt is, so this was etched in the year 2020, and at the same time as the Kylo Ren etch, Ronin Custom Armory also created, excuse me a second, they also created a Rey-themed hilt, so they really created this as sort of a pair, but the pair has gotten separated, so I'm not sure where the Rey one is at this point, but you never know. Perhaps they'll be reunited again, just like in the movie. See, it's just like when they were separated and they were kind of like Zoom calling each other through the Force. It can happen. All right. Well, I think that's it for now, you guys. So this was a look at the Vestige lightsaber hilt here, and it has this really cool Kylo Ren themed edge to it. A lot of fun reviewing this and checking out this hilt. So feel free to comment below, and feel free to check out Ronin Custom Armory. Thanks for watching.